and I'm going to let whoever, well, I'm not going to make anybody go. I'm not going to make anybody share. Just whoever wants to go and share, please just go ahead and unmute yourself and feel free.
I will.
I knew you were going to be first. I saw you over there dancing back and forth. I knew it.
I was trying to like narrow down to what I was actually going to say which is crazy because the first day I actually didn't, I was expecting to get a notebook. So my bad on that because didn't get a notebook the first day. So I was trying to like take notes on my phone. But this is just from today, which is crazy because we had like Christy Burnham and everybody came down. So like we ended up actually not even going to the dance party. We went for like 30 minutes and Garen had a powwow and we shared stories for like over 2 hours, which was nuts because we didn't even get through half the people. But he said, be the mentor that grooms leaders. So if you were removed, every person on your team would be able to stand. So it goes back to not babying people. I think it was Christy or maybe it was Garen. They said, oh no, it was neither of them. But anyways, we have 2 jobs: to get people interested and then get them to events. And that's all we have to do. What they do with the information is up to them. You did your job by getting them to the event and plugging them in. And they said to write down SW, 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 SW. It means some will, some won't. So what? Someone's waiting for you. So I thought that was pretty cool. Which it's not a whole lot different from, we always say new solves all anyways. So it was just a good reminder. And then it says, I wrote down, if you don't feel the connection in your story, other people don't either. And he like went on and on about your story, like over and over and over and over about how people tell the story that they think is good enough, but they don't dig deep enough. And if you're being fake, the people that you're bringing in are going to be fake. So to be really, really authentic and dig deep, it took him a long time for him to be able to share his authentic story. And once he did, it was like he like let everything out and he felt so much better. So he was going on and on and on about being authentic, share your truths, because the person that you are is people that you attract. And we hear that all the time too. This isn't really new information, but just the way that he delivered it this time was crazy. We see Garen all the time. I've seen Garen in person speak all the time. And I'm not even going to tell you about the end. You have to go to my Snap story and you have to hear it and you have to hear his passion. And he cried. So it's crazy because like, especially after the events, he always takes pictures like everybody. He just stood there. You know how Garen does. He just stares like nothing. Like, it was just crazy. And then he talks about employing self. So all of our life, people tell us what to do. We're born and our parents tell us what to do. No, you can't do that. You have to do this. No, you can't do that. Then you go to school and your teachers are saying, oh, you have to learn this. You have to do this. And then you get a job and your boss is telling you what to do. So our mind is automatically programmed for people telling us what to do, what we can and what we can't do. So our brain doesn't, it doesn't work. It's already programmed for people to tell us what to do. So he was saying you can unlearn everything that you've been taught, but you have to consciously think about it and do it, because I'm 27. That's 27 years of people telling me what to do. My parents, my teachers, my bosses, and then me myself telling me things like, oh, I can't do this, or you build so much and you're so much programmed into these things, so you have to learn how to unlearn all that and relearn how to be self-employed. So those were, I think, my biggest takeaways. I tried to like narrow it down a little bit. Yeah. And then you just have to go to my Snap and that'll end it, because you have to see and hear his passion. Because like you said, if you don't have your heart, or you don't show your heart, you're not going to have people that show theirs either. So that's it.
But we need to know what you're excited to implement and enhance in your business moving forward, and your declaration for April LDW.
April LDW, I'm gonna be world team. I'm gonna finally get there. I am gonna get back to he always talks about it too. Hey mama. We'll do lists. And then I was actually talking to Alexandria because we all see Alexandria and she's so positive and she's like a mini Garen and all that. But until we started sharing our stories, like she's actually really similar to where I'm at. And I have a lot of things that I need to break through. So back to my will do and my journal. And getting out there and talking to people and getting back on my daily action.
Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just letting whoever go next. Go ahead and go.
Hey guys, it's me, Rhonda, coming off of the same JKO with Rachel with Garen. I figured it would be a good segue to kind of come back in. I apologize, it's so dark. I'm still driving back from Dallas. But I have, let's see. Like she said, Garen really, really poured into us this weekend. And like we've heard his story. We've heard him speak several times, but something was different. He told his South Africa trip story, and I've heard it before, but today it really just hit in a different place. And there are 3 things that I wrote down. And the first one was lower your head and focus on gratitude. And I think it was a couple of days ago when I texted Steven, and I was just like, you know what, thank you for this opportunity. And I don't think that we realize sometimes, well, I know I personally don't realize how much of an impact Herbalife has made in my life, and how much this team and how much things, it's not just shakes, it's bigger than the shakes. And just having gratitude for everything that has come after Herbalife, the lives we get to impact, the things we get to do for ourselves and our families, and just like lowering our head sometimes and just being grateful for the opportunity to have an opportunity. So for me, that hit really hard. The second one that he said was, don't change the shape of the group. And that's something that Steven opened the call with, like being around from the beginning of this group and the family, like not changing the shape of it. We were doing our best when everybody was like kind of working together, pulling for one another. The team calls were big, our chats were huge, you know, and I definitely, when I say this, I'm talking to myself, is like everything matters. Everything from the welcomes to the thank yous to the contributions on the call, everything matters, and it builds each one of us up, and it builds our team and our family. Like we're all team Herbalife at the end of the day, but you know, our group, we have to pull for one another. So, you know, making sure we stay in line and not changing the shape of our group. So I definitely plan to do much better with that and kind of getting back into everything. That's something I'm personally declaring for myself. And the last one is everything matters. Again, from the way we speak to the way we dress to the way we show up locally, on calls or anything, every little thing matters. Everyone's watching for either that's your future team, your present self, your future self, your sidelines. Everything you do matters. So if we pull away from one another, like you don't know how that's going to affect your sideline. You don't know how that's going to affect, you know, your leadership for the team that you may not have as of yet. So every little thing matters. That was the biggest thing for me. Like that South Africa story I heard about maybe 3 months ago, whatever, when Garen came, and it didn't even impact me the same way that it did today. So I was just definitely grateful to be in the building and kind of recharge myself from the event. Declaration for myself. I know you asked for April LDW, but my personal declaration is for Extravaganza in LA being fully qualified Get team and building a local structure that's solid and strong, and building together with my team, getting back into it with the team and building each one of you up as well. So for doing that, I found an accountability partner here at LDW. So we're going to get together and just really grind it out. So I'm back.
Hey, give it up for World Team, Ron. I know y'all just saw Jalea dab when she said she was going to be Get Team. She over here dabbing. All right, so whoever's next can go ahead.
I'll go ahead. I think when I went to this event, I was going through a lot of things. So I went into this event with a really clear mind and knew that I was going to have a huge change in my mindset after this. And everything that I heard today, some of the things that I've heard this weekend, I've heard before, but when I heard them this weekend, it really hit home. A couple of things that I took away this weekend: work harder on yourself than you do on your business, because at the end of the day, when you work hard on yourself, you're duplicating what your team is going to duplicate what you're working on. And not only your team, just us as a family. When we work on ourselves, we better ourselves, and we're going to better our team. We're going to be there for our team. And that's something I feel like the past couple of months I haven't been there for my team. I haven't been there for myself. And another thing that I took away that Super was talking about was avoiding distractions, because we can get distracted with life sometimes. And we need to sometimes avoid those distractions, self-distraction. Another thing that I wanted to, what my plan, Mariah and I were talking about this, is putting action that turns ideas into reality. Because a lot of the time I feel like I have these ideas, but I'm not putting in action to turn them into reality. And for April LDW, that's something that I really want to implement into my goals. And I definitely want to declare being Get Team by Extravaganza. That's definitely a declaration that I want to put in forth.
Thank you very much. We already know you can do it. Pretty much did it once. We're going to do it all over again, but this time we're going to do it the right way and make sure it stays forever. I see this lady back there on the couch there. We're going to get her back going too. All right. I know there's some more people on here that went, so I'm going to mute myself and I'm just going to listen.
All right, I'll go. Obviously, there's so much.
Who are you?
Who am I? I'm Jen. Hi, everyone. I guess the biggest thing for me, and it was actually, we came in on Friday night, and we were very privileged to get to sit down with Super Mario and have dinner with him. And my biggest issue is overthinking how I approach people. I feel like I script it. It's like, okay, what should I say? He made it look so easy. We sat down, the waiter came up, gave us waters, of course, had our lift off, put it in there. Super looks at him, he's like, hi, how you doing? Of course the waiter's gonna say good. Super goes, well, how's your energy tonight? Of course, he's like, good so far, ask me at 10. He's like, all right, I will. Boom, you give him a lift off. Something so simple. And I'm sure a lot of people, we just overthink it. It's like, oh gosh, it's this new person, what should I say? Made it look really easy. Very simple. The other thing for me, scheduling. 90-day action plan. I really want to set something up and stick to it. When that 90 days is up, do it again. If it's not working, tweak it. So those were two huge things for me.
Thank you very much for your share, and thank you for going. Samaria.
I'll go. I'm Melissa, Miss Fields, whatever you want to call me. I've been doing the business since October, so I'm going on 4 months now. Senior consultant. I'm going to hit qualified producer by March 1st. I think that, like Jen said, we went to the event early. We got there Friday night. We were privileged enough to sit down with Super Mario. That was amazing in itself, just to have him as a guest speaker, let alone to get dinner with him. Amazing. I overthought that way too much. I almost gave myself an anxiety attack over that. I don't know why, but it was fine because everything is no big deal. I think the event as a whole, for me, the biggest part I took out of it would be the personal development section. And that's just something that I've been trying to implement more in my life as a whole, to gather my thoughts and clean my brain of all the negativity that I've been doing since I can remember. So that's something, again, that I'm implementing every day, trying to. I'm still going to work harder on that. There was a few things that he said that really caught my attention. One of them was that things that happen in life don't have to happen to you. Boom. Simple, but made so much sense. Like, you're only going to be affected by what you choose to be affected by. Another thing he said was you can become the person where nothing affects you. That's true. And again, it all wraps around personal development. I really liked his quote that he had. You can choose to crumble like a cookie, or you can stay strong like a diamond. So I'm going to stay strong like a diamond always. I've always been a diamond in the rough, baby. Let's see. There's a few other things. Another person that I absolutely love that I got the privilege to hear speak for the second time is Laura Hathaway. Absolutely love her and admire her. One of her good quotes was, "Are you all in or are you a toe dipper?" Well, I'm all in. I'm always going to be all in. I'm going to take these products for the rest of my life. No questions asked. And I think for the LDW coming up, well, I know for the LDW coming up that I'm going to qualify to go. I'm going to hit my supervisor. So that's what I'm putting into action. So thank you for letting me go.
Thank you very much. I'm looking around, and I think that only maybe Kai Lendo is left. I think you guys are the only ones. So bring us home, power couple.
All right. Hi, my name is Orlando.
My name's Kylie.
Put it together, what you get, Kai Lando. So we are a world team. We've been in the business for 2 years and what's today's date?
4 days.
2 years and 4 days, going strong. Now, so this is our second JKO in a row. So I'm gonna give 3, and then 3 key takeaways. Kylie will give her 3, and then we'll wrap it up with the what is our current mindset here at the end. So basically, my first takeaway, and it ties with the JKO when we got to see Bill Garvey speak, was again to value your time. And that's it came up again, and it's just so strong for me. Don't waste your time, appreciate it. And then most importantly, what really hit me in this event was everyone has the same 24 hours. People are building a president's team income in the same 24 hours. So that was like, man, like, so here you are wasting, or people, we tend to waste time while you got other people in the background, building that 6-figure income, so just value your 24 hours, don't take it precious, don't waste it, appreciate it. Now my second takeaway, now Super Mario had gave this number, and it's going to stick in my head all the way through the end of this year, as far as, just basically just being in action and applying your action. Talk to 50,000 people. When he said that, it's 50,000 people. Then he kind of did a analogy. He's like, that's not even a lot of people. That's just what do you say? Arena, arena full of people. So he had said the Bulls Arena. That's just 50,000 people in there. It take an hour to bring them all in and take an hour to bring them all out. So my goal is to basically, you know, when he said that, I'm like, okay, well, you know, it's time to apply and track that. So 50,000 people, you know, think to it. If you say it's a lot, it's a lot. But if you say it's not, it's not. So I took that away, and, you know, I will definitely implement that. My third takeaway was what you take away from an event doesn't matter unless you apply it. Oh, when he said that, I was like, man, because I mean, I can say that, you know, I have some notebooks that I've taken notes on, like some of I can even go back to St. Louis Extravaganza. That I mean, there's some notes in there that I haven't applied. I mean, and I'll just be honest. You know, everybody can do more, and, you know, that's something, you know, just you take away from something and apply it right away. Apply it now. Laura Holloway was saying, like, I don't think it was her, it was somebody else. I don't remember who said it, but as you're, you know, if you want to talk to somebody, or even just say, you know, how was your day, going back to wherever you're from after the event, let them know, like, hit up somebody, you know, tell them, you know, do it now. Like, start talking to people now. Don't wait a week. Yeah, that was. Don't wait a week, you know, and then, because then, you know, your energy dies down, you know, your passion dies down. It's just natural, you know, keep going, be in the now, do things now, not later. So that's my 3 takeaways.
Okay. So mine were choose methods that you're passionate about and fit them into your daily life. Kind of not using Herbalife as like an additive into like your additional daily routines, just kind of fit it where it can go in. And my thing was kind of what Brittany had talked about with if you have an idea, to execute on it right away, and then only tell people what you're currently doing. Because, I mean, ideas can float around and people are great at thinking of ideas, but if you're not going to act on them, then it's kind of just a waste. So another thing that goes into the time piece that I want to get better at is making your DMO a routine, your daily method of operation. We're still rocking the 90-day challenge, but I want to get better at writing everything down the night before. I had started that the first week. I've lacked on a few days of writing it down, and I know on those days I was the most productive, and not letting those hours slip away. My third thing was events. Obviously, those are the most important. They're saying they're a must. Get to events. One thing that really hit me that they said is, like, don't ask if your team is going. Send the date if you want to. And then this quote stuck with me. They said, if they aren't already going, then they aren't trying to go where you are going. And I was like, wow, that's true. Then at the end, Laura Holloway brought up the event game. And I could say we've been pretty consistent on our events within like the last, 9 months, but kind of at the beginning, we kind of did a bit of this, the event game, where you go to an event here, you miss a few, go to an event here, kind of just coming in and out, and then you're recreating the momentum. And that really hit me too, because like he was just saying, you have all this excitement when you leave an event, but then if you miss a few, then you're just going to be recreating it. So that was a good one. Do you want to go into the? Yeah,
and then just real quick, lastly, what is our current mindset? And then Stephen, what you had asked, what's our declaration for LDW, or when we go to LDW? Well, to level up the marketing plan is what our current mindset is. So basically, by what we were saying before, so applying, acting on it, and then also work with those that are willing to grow. So, that's our mindset. So we're going to focus on the ones that want to move the way that we want to move. So, we have a lot of VIP members, that are just, eating products, to get the discount. But then we got people that are trying to grow. So focus on those that want to grow, because, you grow together, you go together. So that's kind of like our little motto. And also 6 to 8 new members is our current mindset a month as well, because that's the way you grow. Keep inviting people to this opportunity, And then our LDW declaration is platinum. We don't sit at that platinum table. I don't know how it's gonna look, but that's the table I'm trying to sit at. That's it.
Appreciate it. I heard a pin change. Somebody had said something about a pin change earlier. You know.
Oh yeah, go ahead. What? That was you.
Oh yeah, I said get by. I think I actually said 2 different dates. I think I said extravaganza, but we'll say LDW.
The universe gonna give you what you say.
Yes, sir.
All right. So it sounds like we're gonna have a bunch of tab team members this year, is what it sounds like to me. All right. So I appreciate everybody for their shares. And I'll just go ahead and wrap it up, close everything out. And a lot of things that was said between, the majority of everybody here was kind of the things that I wanted to say to end the call. Really, because the number one thing I want to say first is kind of what, Kylie was talking about. Sometimes it's really not about the information that you get at events. It's truthfully about what happens when you go home and your adrenaline settles down and that excitement settles down. Because I guarantee you, like when you're in that moment, when you're in the vortex of an event, you feel like you could talk to 1 million people. And then all of a sudden you go home and it's like you're scared to talk to one. And I feel like one thing that also ties into what they were saying is these events are really what keeps you in that mindset. And when we talk about events, we're talking about team calls throughout the week. Why do you think there are team calls? Because we understand, hey, the momentum from the event needs to be sustained throughout the month because it's human nature just to come off of adrenaline. So in order to keep yourself re-fired up, like every time a call comes on, I feel like I get into action. And if I'm on a call 3 times a week or 2 times a week, that means I'm in constant action. That means my mind is always thinking about the bigger picture. If I ever have like a down moment, I got a call on Monday, got a call on Sunday, Wednesday rolls around, we got our call. Then I'm around people at the nutrition club. So I'm always filling my mind with positivity that keeps me focusing on what the goal was. And if you don't really, I think the best thing to say is, yes, you want to take amazing notes because you want to be able to look back, a while later and teach newer people the things that you learned and to be able to do trainings and things like that. That's why they do say keep notes and keep a notebook. But the best thing to do is go in, kind of like Brittany said, go in with the mindset of knowing that you're going to get something and knowing what you're looking to get. And use that. Take the buffet bar, they always say, take what you want, put back what you don't, or don't take what you don't need. Because everybody just needs 1 or 2 things to implement into their business in order for the business to grow. So it's really about, all we can be is as inspired as we want. We can be as turned up and excited as we want, but it really like tomorrow. What you going to do tomorrow? What you going to do next Wednesday? Are you going to look at your volume when I post top volume here in a second and say, I'm doubling that? Or this ain't enough. It's really about what you are going to do. And when you're not in front of a meeting, that's really going to determine, the outcome of your business. Because trust me, I'm sitting back here looking, guys, and I'm like, there's no way that you can tell me that it's not worth me busting my ass every day to earn what Super Mario is making and have the impact on so many lives. That's $20,000 a month for 2 years. Do you know what kind of lifestyle that is upon being able to impact that many lives? You've changed hundreds of people's lives forever. And then you get on like a Garen Jones's level, $100,000 a month. And if you look back at where he came from, it wasn't nothing but like Orlando said, look, yeah, that's why I told y'all to go to the dinner, because I knew he said Morton's. So I'm telling you, I posted that because I was like, he gonna pay because he invited y'all somewhere that's not cheap. So I already know how President's team members roll. So I was like, if a President's team member ever invites you to dinner, I implore you to go. I tell you, they invited us to dinner at a steakhouse in like Beverly Hills. I'm like, or no, because our pockets ain't that deep. And Garen was like, I'm paying for it. Was Super Mario's president's team dinner, and he invited like 60 people. And Garen, the bill was like $3,700. And Garen was like, ooh, nope, here's my card. Swipe, bam, over with. My plate alone was $130. So I didn't really even get nothing but a steak and like some like a lobster pasta or something. Something I ain't never tried before, and I can't find nowhere else. Maybe I got to go to one of those expensive restaurants to find it. But Garen was like, no problem. I'm paying for everybody. Didn't tell nobody to the end, though, because we were all talking about splitting plates until we started ordering, and Garen was like, I'm paying. I was like, oh, let me look at this menu again. But, that's good that you're able to do things like that, though. It doesn't hurt Soup at all. The bill is $200. Oh, well, Soup mate, he just got a check for $24,000 in the mail on the 15th. Yeah, absolutely. Why not? I'm trying to listen. When I get the meal team, I'm trying to buy all the dinners. Y'all don't even know. That's life changing. But they want to do things like that to show gratitude. But just think, to be able to do that and it doesn't really bother you. To be able to travel and not really have to worry about what's in your bank account. Do we not know that is one of the leading causes of like stress, and one of the leading causes of divorce is money? The leading cause of like just separation amongst friends and relationships is money. And when money is no longer a problem, oh my gosh, you're happy all the time. Money don't buy happiness. I guarantee you a poor person or a broke person probably came up with that statement. Because, yeah, money may not be able to buy happiness, but being broke can't buy happiness neither. So which one would you rather be? I don't know. It's a decision.
Garen said the people who said that aren't shopping at the right place.
They not. They not. I'm telling you, it's different. And like Jim Rome always said, and Les Brown say, yeah, money can't buy you happiness, but let me find out for myself. Let me get to that point and find out for myself. So the thing is, and I said that to say, we have to realize the opportunity that we have. Like Orlando said, we all have the same 24 hours to be productive. Kylie and Orlando don't have a different 24 hours to do 5K than maybe somebody else who can only do 500. It's effort. That's all it is. It's waking up and saying, having Herbalife. And I'll tell you the truth, Herbalife is really like on the forefront of my brain, especially this year, above anything else. And it may sound crazy when I say that because I got kids, but knowing what I can be able to provide for my kids if I do put my face down and get the press team, then it makes it all worth it. I'm not going to say, I got to put my kids above the business. That's like saying, their well-being is not worth it. That's like saying we just going to struggle because I just want to be there right now. Of course I'm going to be there. And of course I'm going to say, take care of my kids. And of course I'm going to be, the best person I can be. But I have to know the number one priority for me right now is to make it up this marketing plan so life is easier for them. That's the biggest thing right now. No matter what, like I'm not gonna not go to an event ever. Like I'm telling you guys, I've been in the business almost 3 years, and I've only had to miss one event, and that was the mega training because my babysitter canceled the morning of. The only event I've ever missed in 3 years. Have I always had people with me? No. Have I ever always taken something away from the event? No. But the biggest thing is always showing up, because guess what? You guys ain't never going to not see me at an event. I was still on the Zoom with mega training, so technically I ain't never missed an event. And it's all about a mindset thing. Just like Orlando was saying, I love how they put that. It's only an obstacle is only big if you say it's big. If I tell Alyssa, do qualified producer tomorrow, and she says, I want to wait till March, then it's a roadblock. You're scared. You can do qualified producer tonight if you really wanted to do it. I can only say that because I did it myself. I know. You can only talk about things that you've done. So I'm not ever going to just put somebody out there just like, oh, you can do 5K tonight, and I've never done it myself. You always want to come from a place of, always, being, humble. I'm not never going to tell anybody to do 50,000 volume points in a month. I never done nothing like that before. But Garen can probably tell you that. But all I'm going to say is things are only limitations of if you make them a limitation. If I say to you, do 2,500 volume points yourself, no, now I'm telling you that because it's possible. No, I'm telling you that because it's if you're, like I said last time, if you're doing like a generous amount of consumption of Herbalife products, you're supposed to be near 2,500 volume points, or at least 1,000 by just consuming products. Like, to be honestly, like with you, like I can't even tell you how many times this month I really been on my product game because I'm really about my results. I think I bought like 4 things of beverage mix. I think I bought 4 different PDM. I'm on my 4th PDM of the month. I have like 6 liftoffs I have because I drink liftoffs all the time. I know Kylie don't let them drink. Every time they got a snap, it's a liftoff that comes out of nowhere in the snap. So I know they're drinking a lot of liftoffs. The tea and tablets and shampoo and conditioner and soap. And if you're on your products, if you are the CEO of your business, you're consuming about $8,000 to $1,000 volume points of products every month. And if you get into that mindset, if you get into the mindset of being your best customer, you're going to have great customers that come along. I tell you, as soon as I started doing that, I start selling bigger packages because I start talking about beverage mix more now. I start talking about liftoff more now. I start talking about Prolessa, all these things that I've added into my own personal consumption, the shampoos, the conditioners, and the skincare line. Once I added those things in, like all of a sudden, those things are what I sell. Those things are what people buy because there's just conversation. So at the end of the day, we'll really have to say we have to take the physical limitations of whatever we think is a lot and throw it out the window. Because like they said, we all have the same 24 hours. And if your goal is to be the best you can be, don't ever underestimate yourself. Don't ever think you can't achieve something. Because you can. It's been done before. And who's to say that somebody is better than you? I'm telling you, all it is waking up with the goal in mind when you wake up. Yeah, let me get this job out of the way today so I can go home and work on my passion. Every day. If you wake up with that mindset every day, I'm telling you, it's so many amazing things that have happened. And all of a sudden you string together a year worth of that. And you're looking at an income to where you can leave your job. Or at least start making a whole lot of money. Y'all know Terrence still working at his job. You know why he works at his job? He makes more with Herbalife than he does at his job, first and foremost. And the reason why he hasn't left his job is because after with his job in Herbalife, he's making like $15,000 a month with both. He's making about $4,000 or $5,000 at his job, and then the rest is like Herbalife. Like $5,000-$6,000. That's not bad at all. He's like, why would I leave? He said, I'll leave when I get the build team. But the only reason he says he can do that is because he knows his focus all throughout every day. He's at work doing on his breaks doing Herbalife, talking to clients. Because he wakes up every day, he's like, I gotta get it because I got goals. So no matter what, no matter if it's just you by yourself and you're the only one that believes in it, think about this. You still hungry, girl? Lord, these children, I don't know what happened. They turn 1, they eat everything. But think about this. Brian Holyfield showed up to every event. If y'all don't know who that is, he's 20K executive president's team member out here. Showed up to every event. Created his own weekly event. Never had one person join him at an event for 10 months. Then all of a sudden he meets Garen Jones. Story over. All you need is one. Like, you realize how his life changed by meeting one person? And he's met hundreds, shuffled through hundreds of people. Then all of a sudden he meets a Garen Jones and his life changes forever. Forever. So that's just what we got to think about. And I'm really am excited about the nice wave of momentum that we have going on. I really am excited about the things that, can come to fruition if we definitely put our head down and as a team and decide that we want to get back to where we were last year, but stay here forever because it's worth it. And I'll tell you guys one last thing. How to be successful in Herbalife. The easiest way as a business builder. Let me get rid of this little fake Cheeto real quick so she can be quiet. Fake Cheeto, girl. Yeah. All right. This is what I learned. And this is the thing that makes the most sense to me. What you want to focus on. You kind of want to do exactly what Rachel said. You want to sign people up, get them to events. That's key. And the thing is, focus on active supervisor. This is the key to growing a stable business. Get into active supervisor yourself and duplicating that. Because you know what happens? If you get somebody to active supervisor, you're getting somebody who knows how to build a business. You're getting somebody who is going to be consistent, and you're going to get somebody that's actually locked in. If you focus on being an active supervisor yourself and then duplicating yourself, that's what I went a blank. The lady from Minnesota who just did our JKO. She said she has 11 frontline tab team members. 11. Her business got to go through some drama before she falls off. Because if you have 11 tab team members, you won't have anything to worry about forever. That's going to be instant Chairman's Club. Founder Circle, really. If all those tab team members do what they're supposed to do, because all of them are high get. That's instant Founder Circle that she set herself up for. But all she did was each individual person signed it. We got it, and this is the routine. Client, when the client reorders, let them know that they can sign them up, get them to an event, let them know the importance of active supervisor, repeat. You don't drill it into somebody's head. Like they said, if somebody's going to get it, they're going to get it. If they're not, they come around on their own time. But you focus on the active supervisors. You focus on getting yourself to a solid active supervisor. By the way, I see Kylie about to be world team. Turn up. I got excited when I ran volume A. But you focus on that. You focus on active supervisor. You're going to duplicate active supervisors. Your business will grow forever because they're going to duplicate active supervisors. Focus on that. So with that being said, does anybody have anything before we get Rachel already unmuted? You are not playing no games. Go ahead, Rachel.
No, I just want to add something to the events because one of the speakers was up there and what they had been talking about, the sponsor asked the whole team who it was that married them into Herbalife. And that doesn't necessarily have to be your sponsor that married you into Herbalife or sold you into Herbalife to make you like really, really passionate about it. And every team member went through there, and at the end she was like, not one of you guys mentioned me. And they were like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. But that was like the power of the events because they went to the event, they heard a story, and they connected with somebody. And that's what sold people. Because your story doesn't automatically connect to that person that you're talking to. But if you get them around the team, get them around other people, you feel the energy. And I just thought it was crazy because she said not one person mentioned the sponsor. They all mentioned somebody that they had met at an event. Also, Extravaganza is only 20 weeks away, which is super crazy because you say 20 weeks and it doesn't seem that long. But they said put $20 a week of your profit in. You have no excuses. That's $400. That's plenty to get to Extravaganza. If you're going to Cali, if you're going to Georgia, it's 22 weeks. So let's get to work.
Perfect. I definitely agree with that about events. I'm telling y'all, I talked to DeAndre today, y'all, and he's saying he struggled getting people to events. Gave me all these excuses, and I guess he's my mother's husband, so I gotta listen, and But at the end, I was like, watch how easy this is. I was like, add me to one of your groups, right? I'm going to both too, by the way. just in case anybody is inclined to want to get busy, I'm going to go to both extravaganzas myself too, because I got people in Atlanta. But back to my quick little story before I get out of here. I'm talking to DeAndre today, and he was telling me all these excuses about why he can't get people to the event and telling me all these things. I'm like, listen, add me in one of your groups, and I'm going to just show you how easy this is. He added me to the group, right? All I did was say, you guys know that there's a major event going on in Chicago, February 27th. I told him Heather Cullen, she's awesome. She's off the chain. She's an amazing, powerful person from California. Listen, there's so much negativity going on out there in the world today that you want to be in a place where nothing but positive people and some amazing things going on. You want to bring impact and change to your city. It's free. DeAndre's already going. You got some carpool. You know what? 3 people said they're going. I said, DeAndre, what are you doing? And then one person was like, I really want to become a member. So I was like, DeAndre, what are you doing? All you have to do is pretty much just tell people what's going on. Sometimes we already assume that people are going to say no, that I just got him a full card to you guys' February Chicago STS, and he didn't have to do nothing. So y'all might have what's the goal for Chicago STS? 30. We're trying to have 30, Team Urban Avengers at Chicago February STS or an all. Sounds like a plan to me. So, anybody else or anything before we get on off of here?
I would like to say something.
Kylie, hey.
Oh, hey. My name is Kylie. I've been in the business since April 14 or 15. But I guess from a different perspective to address is I'm one of the only people on this call that didn't make an event this month. I had pre-sale bought the ticket for JKO back in October at LDW. And the thing is it's a no excuse. I'm going to get emotional about it. It's a no excuse thing, but living 9 hours away is difficult. It sucks. It was negative 40 here, driving 9 hours by myself. It's no excuse, but missing events is probably one of the biggest things that it's just emotional. No matter what connection you tie to it, there's something that's going to be there, and it sucks missing it. It really does. So get your people to them because they do change your life in one way or another. So that's my input there.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We know how it is being out there in the Arctic where you're at, how it may be difficult to get out in them streets. But I guess the biggest part of it is the intention was there, is you didn't go because you didn't want to go. You went because you had probably life-altering, things that may have happened if you would have tried to drive 9 hours through the tundra. So, it's definitely understandable. It's not funny. Don't laugh.
It doesn't have. I just smoked a deer this week too, so right now I don't have a vehicle, but I'm here. Life happens. Car's replaceable.
That's all that matters.
You need a new car that I can.
The world team, so everything is no problem.
Nope, no problem. I just got a new whip that I can say Herbalife helped me purchase.
Hey, whipping and dipping now with the Herbalife vehicle. I feel it. Feels good. I know it does. All right, anybody else with anything before we get on off of here and call it a night? I know you can't say anything.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes. Is that Mariah?
Yes, finally. Okay. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, good. Sorry, guys. I've been trying to tap in for the longest. But anyway, I just simply wanted to say thank you to literally everyone on the call. And then just because we all contribute to one another's growth. I don't have a team who I'm able to pour my heart out to just yet. But as I work on building, you all have been my go-to people, my support system. So I just want to say thank you. And then just from this past weekend, just being able to hang out with Super and Laura and just being able to see them on a different level, like from last night, turning up at the party with them, and then going to dinner with Super, and then just like watching them both get on stage and just inspire was just like amazing, because it was different. I never, just like that was like a personal level, like being able to sit at dinner and getting nuggets from Super and then go and then inspire. I was like, wow, I just that's like homie right there, just got on stage and just did that, and then and then what I wrote down to go to the event was to how to build a business, especially with me wanting to start Dance Fit 24 here. And like I was sharing with Kylie in Orlando, like I see Zumba like everywhere, and I'm just like, well, if we can impact that Dance Fit 24 everywhere, just even the name, then boom. But one thing he said was, you have to take this business serious and then master the basics. So, and then the mastering the basics is just simply, one, your way of being is everything. 2, share your values. 3, use your mentor. 4, meet people where they're at. And then 5, have fun. And then I seriously just noticed that, from being serious and then get out there and just showing your real you. And I just basically received all that, took it all in, just made it personal and said, well, if they can do it, then I can do it too. So I received that. And like I said, Active World Team is what I'm headed for LDW. So look out. And I know all the time y'all say, and I know it's like time will tell. So time will tell. And so I'm ready to do the work. I have plans, making moves already. So
absolutely,
we're at it.
Let's get after it. All these pin changes happening. What you say, Anna? You said you about to be Active World. Is that what you just mouthed? I think that's what Anna just. I think Anna just Active World Team. I see her lips moving, or the babies. 1 or 2. I don't know which one said it, but I know I seen it coming from over there. So Active World Team over there sitting on the couch, because we got to get her to stay at home with the baby all the time. So we got to get that income just rolling in. And I'm telling you, parents, it's an amazing thing to be able to be at home with your kids all the time if you choose to, and still be able to run a business. Like this girl right here is running me crazy right now, but we're still able to run a business. So anybody else with anything before we scoot Scott off the call? Anybody? Let me just see. Boom, boom.
Thank you.
I heard thank you from somewhere. Oh, it had to be Rachel. Let me see. Yep. Rachel, hey.
Thank you. I appreciate the calls and the consistency. Garen always talks about contribution, and we all appreciate you having this. And I appreciate everybody sharing today.
Absolutely, no problem. Like he said, everything matters.
Oh, we got one last thing. We actually, just before the event was over, linked up with Laura Holloway and the production team. Her name is Anna for Chicago. So we are going to be a part of the Chicago contribution team starting whenever they need us, basically. So that's what we're doing. We're going to, put our dues, put our time in. We see it from our upline doing the same thing, and it was cool how Super was saying even in the club that you everybody just Shreddy and them just opened. He's sweeping the floor. He's a president's team member. He's sweeping the floor. So that that kind of hit us with that. So we're like, hey, we might not be ready to talk on stage like everybody else is, but we got to start somewhere. So that's what's about to happen.
Awesome. That's stuff that I really like to hear. Being a contribution to the bigger picture is awesome. So that's awesome. I'm glad to see you guys really plugged in. That means you're gonna be even more married to Herbalife, which means you ain't never going nowhere. So cool.
Right. Exactly. So thank you. Appreciate the call.
Yes,
For
thank
sure.
you.
Anybody else before I hit this unmute? All right, so let me hit the unmute so we can say goodnight.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Casey. Yeah, we can't hear you, but I know you said good night. I know it. Andrew said it first. I know you did.
Oh, there you go.
We're on the phone tonight.
All right. Tell me, we got heard. I want to hear from Andrew. He always got the good information.
What up?
What up? Man, coolest guy ever. All right.
Chilling.
Have a good night. Let me post this on volume and go do the leg day.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
All right, peace.
Bye.